right. Good evening, or sorry, good afternoon, gamers. And I'm still stuck on. I was watching the international, so I've been up for a while. But good afternoon, gamers, and welcome to the sixth edition of the TD2L Pro Series Weekend Tournament. I am TheMantis, the acclaimed one and only hero and item creator from Dota 1. Well, actually, there was a lot, but you know. And while we are here, I am going to pop open my PowerPoint slide, get back to the pre-show. Let's go. First of all, we have the most important thing for a couple teams, at least, is the rule change. One major rule change since last time, which is the maximum break. We copy-pasted the rule set from ESL 1, which doesn't work very well for a series like this, which had a 30-minute break between series. Way too long. Come on, guys. If there's a best of one or a two-game best of three, you get 5 minutes break going forward. If you have a 3-game series, you get 5 more minutes for 10 total. If you are later than that, you'll be docked after draft time, reserve time, and if you're more than 5 minutes late, you'll be disqualified. So be on time this time. This change was requested by multiple teams, and I agree with them. Gave a little bit too long of a break between series. And now we get to the annoying part for everyone, I'm sure. The 6-team no-buy format. Basically, it's impossible to create a fair 6-team no-buy format, so I did the best I could, and we got something that's more or less pretty fair. There are 4 rounds. There's one best-of-1 round, and there are 3 best-of-3 rounds. In the first round, the 6 teams play each other. The two best, and this is where it gets annoying because we have to use time rating. The 2 teams with the best time rating and their best of 1 at the start of the day will play each other in the next round. They are on to the bracket. It's a 4-team bracket at the very end of this. Both of those teams will advance the bracket, but the winner of that next game, of the 2 fastest winners in the first round, will play each other in the next round. And then the winner advances and gets priority. The loser advances and they do not. The winner with the 3rd best time gets to pick their opponent, other than the one they played before, of course. And then the 2 remaining teams will play each other as well. In the second round, as I said before, both of the first 2 time rating winners from the first round will both advance. That's game number 1. In game number 2, the winner advances and the loser is eliminated. And in game number 3, the same thing. The winner advances and the loser is eliminated. That will create our 4-team single elimination bracket, and we can finally get into a regular fucking format. All right, and as for our teams, let's go. First of all, we have the number 6 seed, Rem's Isekai Adventure. This is their 4th TD2L. They lost in the quarterfinals last time in St. King Gomez, but they gave them a tough fight, especially in game 1. And Rems has been here for a while, and they are weebs, so I'm rooting against them. But this is a solid team. It's God of GUI, Thena, Rem, Zor, and Jed. They love to deny the enemy carry of their game. They love to get in this phase extremely early if possible and disrupt this game as fast as possible. They also play well above their average MMR. They are, by a pretty solid margin, the lowest MMR average team in this tournament, but they play way better than that. They could have easily taken St. King Gomez to 3 games last time if they had clutched out game 1. Unfortunately, they were unable to do it, and they lost 2-0. But I mean, this team is very dangerous if you don't take them seriously. They love the save supports on God of GUI. He's their 5 position and their captain. He likes the Abaddon, the Oracle, stuff like that. Omni Knight even. So watch out for those heroes, especially Omni. I've been seeing, we saw a lot of, not a lot, but a decent amount of Omni in certain specific situations at TI, including a couple first phases. So that hero seems to be pretty high priority, and you might want to look out for it. As I said before, RA played St. King Gomez pretty tight in game 1, but their drafts, if I had to be critical, their drafts do feel a little bit incomplete, and they do lack reliable stuns in general, and that might be part of the reason why they aren't able to clutch it out, because when you have this advantage, especially against a better team, if you don't have reliable disable, they're able to just play the map and do what they like, and eventually their skill will overtake you. So I hope to see more reliable stuns from Rem's Isekai Adventure in their first series, and then beyond that. The hero to watch, I think, is, and this is the hero that almost beat St. King Gomez, was this 4-position techies on Thena. I mean, they were very close to winning the game, and it was a large part because of that. He had a ton of damage, lots of disable. That shard on techies is not to be taken lightly. You can stun like whole packs of enemies at 15 minutes, huge AoE. It's very, very good. So watch out for the Thena techies, I would say. And they will play, in their first game at least, Banca Cola in a sort of a seeding best of one. And the next number 5 seed, their first TD2L, it is Stalacy Esports. They are from South America, and they are Steel Borko, Ryu Style, Hiroko, Sugar, and Austin. Sugar is, by the way, a stand-in. He is not on the roster on the website, but I have informed everyone in the Discord and the teams in DMs personally, there will be a stand-in for the 4 position. Sugar has a ridiculous number of Hoodwink games. I don't know how it's possible to have over 600 Hoodwink games already. That hero was just released like a year ago. That is insane. This guy is a Hoodwink god. I would assume, at least. I haven't watched him, but I assume he's pretty good. They like farming carries. Most of the TD2L teams generally tend to prefer fighting carries that can, move around the map like after about 12 minutes or so. But Stalacy Esports, as far as I can see, they like their farming carries. They're sort of they want to rice a little bit. And the problem is with this team, I would say, if they have an issue, it's they have 2 cores that are ranked 600 or higher, and that is fairly low relative to their competition. So if they're going to have a weakness in this series, it's going to be their talent against other teams. But if they have the teamwork, I mean, we've seen it before. Teamwork can absolutely overcome high MMR in TD2L. The hero to watch, I would say, is Hiroko. Has a ton of Tidehunter games. I think this hero wasn't picked that much at TI, but I think it's very underrated. And this is a dangerous hero to get picked in at the 18 or 17 spot if you don't have a good way to deal with it, especially in the laning phase. If he gets out of control in terms of his farm, it's big trouble. Number 4 seed. This is also their first TD2L. It is Mimikyu. It is Wuji, Plum Soup, Madoka, LGTK, and Conqueror. And this is how you know we have officially made it as a big league, because this is our first Chinese exchange check. Let's go. We all remember Void Boys. They almost qualified to TI a couple times. Their spirit still lives on to this day. Their mid has a ton of games on specific heroes. When you see guys with lots of games, typically I feel like they have they have a few. Either they have 1 or 2 heroes they focus on, or they just spread their breath to the meta. Basically, they want to encompass everything. This guy has 400 plus games on 10 different mids, which is insane. That's so many. So they have a very flexible mid pool. I would be very careful for that if I'm a Return of A and B team who's coming up next. That is their first matchup. But both of their supports, as far as I can tell from the Dota buff at least, appear to be converted from cores. A lot of their main heroes seem to be cores, at least in terms of total match history. So I don't know if this team is adjusted yet to not be as greedy as they on support as they should be, or to be less greedy rather than they would otherwise as a core. So we'll see if that comes into play during the series. In my opinion, the hero to watch here is Terrorblade for Wuji. If they ban Leshrac, this hero is probably coming, I would say. TB is a super strong hero. Every time it was busted out at TI, if it didn't win the game, it was still very scary. So this hero is strong. I would expect to see it, especially in the hands of somebody like Wuji, who's very experienced with the hero. The number 3 seed, they are back, boys. The return of Alien Mana Banana. This is their second TD2L. The last time they played, they lost in a crusher to CW Esports in the grand finals. They had a massive lead in game 1. Started all chatting and then through the game. And then they lost game 2 as well, which was very unfortunate. But they are back, baby. They have added some veteran experience as well. Frugos is their stand. They have B-God as their 4 position, but he is not available. So Frugos will be on the 4. He addresses a lot of the issues that they had in their first TD2L, which would have been warding, shot calls, stability, just general stability of the team, not getting tilted by the slow degradation of their lead like happened last time. So Frugos should be able to right the ship and make the team a lot stronger than they were last time. Napkin is super farmed on the offlane pretty much all the time, but will it come at the expense of the other lanes again? Sometimes there are other lanes. The 3, it doesn't seem he rotates enough, and they get punished for that, especially Alien Mana Banana when they gank him. He had some trouble, I believe, on the sniper in their last TD2L with being ganked too much and not having enough rotation. So we'll see if it comes at the expense of the other lanes again. In my opinion, the hero to watch here is Alien Mana Banana. it is his Queen of Pain. He's got over 1,000 games. He busted it out and looked very strong on it during their grand final against C-Dub. Unfortunately, they didn't win the game, but he dominated for the first 25 minutes or so before things got out of control. And before I forget, also, this should be D-Flash, not D-Flash. My bad, dude. All right, number 2 seed, San King Gomez. This is their second TD2L. The last time they went to the grand finals, and they met our number 1 seed, Banca Cola, who was too strong for everyone, of course. This is Leo, Lund, Ray de Reyes, Pamplona, and Hijack. Their average rank is very high. They have a lot of sub 100 ranked players. This team is not short on talent at all. They have a new carry player, and he loves range carries. Drow, Shadow Fiend, stuff like that. Watch out for that against San King Gomez. And even their stand-in, they don't have their regular player on 4 position. 9 is out. They have a new stand-in as Pamplona, and even he's like rank 83 or something like that. Like, he's still super high rank. So this team just has a surfeit of talent. They're doing quite well in terms of being able to recruit people. Even on short notice, they got a guy who was sub 100 rank, which is pretty tight. I will say, unlike C-Dub brought, not only did they bring Banca Cola to 3 games, but they made it look close. In the semifinals last time. In the grand finals, not so much for San King Gomez. They looked pretty outclassed, and their second highest MMR player was replaced by a weaker person. If they run into, I guess I said, if they meet C-Dub in the semis, C-Dub dropped out since then, so they will not meet them in the semis. But if they meet Banca Cola again, do they have the talent to take them down? I would like to see them at least give them more of a fight. I don't know if they've got it in them because Banca's pretty good, but I would like to see them at least take them to 3 games. Same as last week, the hero to watch, in my opinion, is Shadow Fiend mid for Lund. He was literally such a god in the first game that he made the other team abandon the second game and just advance them to the grand finals on that alone. Like, he destroyed them in that first game, Killsteel Esports, and Killsteel just said, nah, we're done with this, I'm tapping out. And they quit the series. Number 1 seed, this is our returning champions. We didn't think we would see them necessarily because they got airstriked by the Russian Air Force, but we got Banca Cola. It is their second TD2L. They are the returning champions. In particular, Maloy, this is his 4th championship. So he is the king. Congrats to Maloy God. Even at 3 o'clock in the morning, which is about when they were playing San King Gomez, this team looked ridiculous. Maloy in particular looked unstoppable. They're probably better than Hothead Reborn, despite not having a stronger core player like Loxy, who was like sub 200 rank in Europe. They still, I think they look better overall. This is a very good team. One thing I will say is it was surprising how little of an issue fatigue was in the last series. When they played San King Gomez in the grand finals, they just kind of didn't. It didn't look like it affected them at all. They were still on top of their game. But if they're tired this time, we'll see. If they go to the grand finals, it may start to wear on them. We will see what happens. The hero to watch for me, for sure, is their Brood mid. It's stack game. They took 2 sub 30-minute wins last week, and it was bad. Like they picked the Brood, and the game was just over. No counter pick was stopping them on this hero. So very dangerous. Would not be shocked to see teams ban it. And here is our casting schedule, baby. Let's go. The format, again, as I explained earlier, is a little bit stupid, but as long as the teams go where I point them to, we will be all right. The first round, we have 4 rounds. Round 1 is there's 3 series. Banca Cola, number 1 seed, versus Rim's Isekai Adventure, the 6th seed. That will be casted by Ruskell Gaming at the link in the description. Or in the Discord, rather. The Round 1 Series 2, Allura Kitty will be casting San King Gomez versus the Lazy Esports. And Series 3 will be Return of Alien Mana Banana Team versus Mimikyu. That will be casted by Repcar with Ingen. And then after that, they'll split out based on the criteria I described before. Ruskell Gaming will be casting one of the next series, Allura Kitty the 2nd, and Repcar again the 3rd. The semifinals, after that, we will go into a normal bracket. Semifinals number 1, Mel will be casting with me, actually. Hey, what's up? That's me. TheMantis will be casting a best of 3 semifinals number 1. And then the second semifinals, Repcar will return, possibly with a co-caster. Oh, yes, it's Ninja something. I don't remember. Sorry. He does have a co-caster, though. And then the grand finals will be casted by Finnick between the winners of the semifinal 1 and the semifinal 2. We will be getting into these games very shortly. So that is the end of the slides. I'm going to get into Dota, start creating some lobbies, and I look forward to seeing the games. Good luck, everyone. Casters, go off, pop off queens and kings, and let's see some good Dota. Peace.